Hello, everyone. I'm Robert Turnage, and I'm a member of the board of directors of Mount. And as you know, tonight we're going to share some of our favorite and personally meaningful Meher Baba quotes and why we selected them. And I'm sure most of you know that these quotes have been solicited as part of the Darshan Courtyard project that will be getting underway this summer at Mount. When Baba visited in 1956, he spent considerable time during the day inside the guest house in a room that later came to be called Baba's room. And in 1985, there was a wildfire, which is something that the Mount area is prone to, but there was a wildfire that burned down the guest house. But the fireplace and chimney survived and still stand there today and really serve as one of the touchstones for visitors to Mount. And after raising donations from a whole range of generous donors, Mount now has the funds necessary to proceed with a project where that we call a Darshan Courtyard, where we'll be laying down a surface in the area where Baba's room was, where people can sit in a shaded environment and contemplate the avatar and his visit to that spot. Where, as part of the run up to this, on Saturday, June 12th, we're going to be holding a special dhuni fire event. And all of the quotes that have been submitted will be read by people who are present there. If you've submitted a quote and can come on June 12th, you'll have the opportunity to read your own quote. And if you cannot make it physically there, someone will be reading the quote. We will put the quotes into the dhuni fire. Later, we will collect the ashes. And when the project commences construction this summer, we will be laying the ashes underneath the foundation of the Darshan Courtyard. So it will become permanently part of this wonderful project that we're all looking forward to. So again, as Cassandra said, you can raise your hand either virtually or physically, and we'll ask people to read the quote that they are submitting and then read it again a second time, perhaps after spending a moment or two describing why it is this quote is so meaningful for you. So with that, no further ado, who would like to speak first with their quote?
Let's see some hands. Rock. Oh boy, I can't say your name. Please help me.
Jai Baba, everyone. Jai Baba.
How do you say it?
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Rakhi, Rakhi. This is my ID, which is reflecting actually.
Oh,
it's
I
not my name. So my name is Rakhi Sharma. Rakhi. Sharma is my family name. So I'm joining here from India. Thank you so much for organizing this Zoom session, and thank you for the loving invitation. I've been receiving emails from the Mount family, and it has been my privilege actually to visit Baba's place twice in 2014. I was there. So, you know, I feel myself connected to the place. So thank you so much. And it is indeed a wonderful thought and initiative to collect the quotes and, you know, make it part of the Darshan Courtyard. So thank you so much. I would like to share my quote, and after reading the quote, I will share the story of it as well. My quote is given by Baba. It goes like this: when love is present, the path to the truth is joyous.
Uh-huh.
I got this quote, in Mehrazad 2018. This was on Mehra's birthday. We have a celebration in Mehrazad, and everybody gets the blessed opportunity to receive a Baba quote. And this quote came to me, and I was delighted to receive it. And ever since that, it is part of my, WhatsApp status as well. So I'll repeat the quote again. It says, when love is present, the path to the truth is joyous. And I would like to share Mani's sister's book over here, The Joyous Path. I'm sure all of you have read it and seen it. And the story of this quote is very beautifully written in this book. So if the group is okay, can I take some time and read it and share with all of you? It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful quote, and knowing more about what lies behind it would be lovely.
Okay. All right. So it says, one day in the 1980s, shortly before New Year's Day, Mani brought out a handmade box from her treasure stone. This inside was sectioned into 53 little squares separated by cardboard strips. Each square held a small, rolled up piece of paper. With the box came a pair of tweezers for pulling out the little paper cylinders. That New Year's Day, Mani put the box on Baba's chair in Mandli Hall at Mehrazad and told its story to the pilgrims there. Delia de Leon had made the box by hand in 1948. Each little paper had a Baba quote typed on it. Delia gave the box to Baba and he took it, admired it, and put it on his lap, inviting the women to come up one by one and take a quote. Mehra was first and then Mani. The Baba quotes Mani picked thrilled her. When love is present, the path to the truth is joyous. So indeed, this is Mani's quote, which she got when Baba offered the women to pick up a quote from the box. 40 plus years later, she invited the pilgrims to each pull out a quote from the little box on Baba's chair. One by one, the people came up, knelt in front of his chair, and pulled out a quote. It was very moving for them to receive those messages, knowing that he had held that very box himself. When the session was over, everyone went out of the hall except Mani and one of her helpers. With no one around, her helper urged Mani to pick a quote herself. Mani at first declined. She had already received hers years ago, but then suddenly she decided to do it. She went forward, knelt before the chair, took the little tweezers, selected a slot at random, and pulled out a quote. You can guess what happened. Yes, out of 53 possibilities, she got the same one she had pulled out when Baba held the box. When love is present, the path to the truth is joyous. Erich used to say that when you follow Baba, the path follows you. And that was the path we saw following Mani. No matter what she went through, the joyous path, because in her, love was so present. So this is the story of the court, and it's very close to my heart from Sister Mani's book, written by Heather Nadel. Thank you, everyone. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai
That was
Baba.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Very beautiful. I'd never heard that story, but that is wonderful.
Okay, I'm glad.
Okay. Thank you so much. Do we have someone else who would like to introduce a quote?
So Betty has her hand up. Why don't we have Betty go?
This is from Meher Baba Calling. It's a little long. Well, I'll go. Each is free to think of me and interpret my work as he feels or understands best. Either my words must be presented as they stand, or if interpreted by you, you must not fail to state it as your own interpretation. I have never denied being perfect and being the avatar, but you do not know that yet. I know I am the one without a second, alone and matchless. You would be quite right to assert and proclaim whatever you truly believe me to be. Never hesitate to own your faith and believe in me and about me, but do not claim to know or feel what you actually do not. When mind soars in pursuit of the things conceived in space, it pursues emptiness. But when man dives deep within himself, he experiences the fullness of existence. Jai Baba.
Betty, which number was that?
The number of the quote,
In Mayor Bob column.
I don't have it. I didn't write it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can you read it a second time?
Sure.
What's the title?
I don't have a title either. It's something.
Okay. Never mind.
Each is free to think of me and interpret my work as he feels or understands best. Either my words must be presented as they stand, or if interpreted by you, you must not fail to state it as your own interpretation. I have never denied being perfect and being the avatar, but you do not know that yet. I know I am the one without a second, alone and matchless. You would be quite right to assert and proclaim whatever you truly believe me to be. Never hesitate to own your faith and believe in me, and faith and belief in me and about me, but do not claim to know or feel what you actually do not. When mind soars in pursuit of the things conceived in space, it pursues emptiness. But when man dives deep within himself, he experiences the fullness of existence.
It's page 24. Assert what you believe
Oh,
in Mayor
thank you.
Baba Calling.
Oh, lovely.
Good job.
That was a very profound passage, especially that last line. So, okay, and who would like to go next?
We have Linda next.
Hi,
Baba.
I'm always
Jai-Baba.
looking for ways to incorporate Baba's words into, sort of translate them into daily action. And so when I saw this opportunity to pick a quote, I looked up at my Baba calendar, and whoever puts those calendars together is brilliant. And this quote was on the bottom of May. And it is, it requires great heroism to lead a spiritual life. It's page 70 of Treasures from the Meher Baba Journals. It requires great heroism to lead a spiritual life. So I had just read this most unlikely for me to read book by Admiral William McRaven called The Hero's Code. The subtitle is, let's see, what is he? Lessons learned from lives well lived. And he lists these 10 ingredients of what he thinks of as heroism. And they are courage, humility, sacrifice, integrity, compassion, perseverance, duty, hope, humor, and forgiveness. And those qualities, to me, are ones that I think Baba would be pleased for us to attempt to live. Virtues and the values that make up a good and loving life. So anyway, it was such an unlikely book for me to read, but the takeaway was great. And then here was this quote: "It requires great heroism to lead a spiritual life." So I'm in full agreement. It does. It requires great heroism. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Linda. Yeah, that's just one sentence, but it's so much in it. Jai Baba. Anyone would like to step forward now with a quote?
We have Sailaja and Prakash.
Jai
Jai
Baba,
Baba.
everybody.
Jai Baba.
Jai
Yeah, I
Baba.
mean, every quote of Baba's is just wonderful. But if I have to pick one, here is something that I thought I can share with you guys, with all of you. And this one, this is in Discourses and also in Listen Humanity, page 154, right? Baba goes, "Love springs spontaneously from within. But although love can never be forced upon anyone, can be forced from or upon another, it can be awakened through love itself. Essentially, love is communicative. Those who do not have it catch it from those who have it, for one cannot absorb love without making a response. Regardless of the barnacles which may cover the surface, the response is stamped by the nature of love. The secret of true love is that it is unconquerable and irresistible. Even the one who resists its approach is lost as he springs to plug the hole through which it is flowing past the walls of his heart. It races behind him, and he turns only in time to find himself surrounded and borne aloft on its irresistible might. True love gathers power and spreads itself until it transforms everyone it touches. Humanity will attain a new mode of life through the unhampered interplay of pure love as it spreads from heart to heart. Well, what can you, this is really the ideal, this love Baba talks about here. That being an ideal, it's obviously not that easy to achieve. So in my daily life, I try to, do things that help me realize this love that Baba is talking about here. And well, I mean, love alone prevails. That's all I can say. And that's a powerful quote. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Very powerful. Powerful and eloquent.
Jai Baba.
Should we have him read it again, do you think? Or
If he would like.
I can read a shorter version. Just give me a second.
Sure.
Yeah. I liked it so much, I put as part of this one, I made a collage out of it.
oh, cool.
So here, she's going to read from here.
Jai Baba. This says,
Jai Baba.
love is essentially self-communicative. Those who do not have it catch it from those who have it. Those who receive love from others cannot be its recipients without giving a response, which in itself is the nature of love. True love is unconquerable and irresistible. It goes on gathering power and spreading itself until eventually it transforms everyone it touches. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. That's a Just beautiful quote. Thank you.
And next we have.
Any other
Martha.
hands up, Cassandra?
Yeah, Martha Aubin is next.
Okay.
Hi,
Jay Bob.
this
Hello,
quote is
Martha.
from Mayor Baba Calling. And the title is We Are Loving God If. We are loving God if we feel for others in the same way as we feel for our own dear ones. If instead of seeing faults in others, we look within ourselves. If instead of robbing others to help others, we rob ourselves to help others. If we suffer in the suffering of others and feel happy in the happiness of others. If instead of worrying over our own misfortunes, we think ourselves more fortunate than many others. If we endure our lot with patience and contentment, accepting it as His will. If we understand and feel that the greatest act of devotion and worship to God is not to hurt or harm any of His beings, we are loving God.
Thank you very much.
Did you want to
Is it-
share what it means to you, or? why you-
Yeah.
Well, I guess, all of it sort of resonates with me, and I like the idea of, instead of seeing faults, we look within ourselves. Robbing others, we rob ourselves. Suffering, if we suffer in the suffering of others, we feel happy. And feel happy in happiness of others. If instead of worrying over our own misfortunes, we think ourselves more fortunate. And especially the last part, if we understand and feel that the greatest act of devotion and worship of God is not to hurt or harm any of His beings, that just resonates with me. It all resonates with me, but this last one especially, that the greatest devotion of God is to not hurt any of His beings. That has always been a significant part of my being with Baba, or being, period, is to try my best not to hurt any of His beings, great and small, especially small.
Marcia, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is now the second time somebody has mined a treasure out of Meher Baba Calling. It's a collection of some marvelous quotes.
Yes.
Yes. So, and any other hands up?
Oh, we got
Cassandra,
lots of.
I can't see hands. I think I'm
can't see
relying
hands?
on you for
All
that.
right, no worries. We got lots of hands. This is
Okay.
exciting. Yeah, Cliff and Irene.
You're like an air traffic controller.
Yeah, that's me. Cliff
Who
and
wants to
Irene.
land now?
Jay Baba.
Okay.
Hello, Cliff and Irene.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you all.
Hey, hi.
To penetrate into the essence of all being and significance, and to release the fragrance of that inner attainment for the guidance and benefit of others by expressing in the world of forms truth, love, purity, and beauty. This is the sole game which has any intrinsic and absolute worth. So this quote's been around for a long time, and I first saw this quote when I first got into Meher Baba. I don't know what the source of it is, aside from Meher Baba, but it's it's written somewhere because it's been used many times. It's meaningful to me because I've always kind of wondered when I started thinking about life, what's the purpose of it all? What are we supposed to be doing here? And I certainly don't live up to the suggestions in this quote, but I certainly hold them up as a compass of where I should be going. I'll read it again. To penetrate all being and significance, and to release the fragrance of the inner attainment for the guidance and benefit of others, by expressing love, purity, and beauty. This is the sole game which has intrinsic and absolute worth.
That is a really wonderful quote.
Also,
I
my
remember, yes. I remember seeing it on a lovely card, and this must have been like maybe back in the 70s. Somebody had printed that quote out with the title like in gold lettering that just said "The Game." And like you, Cliff, I don't know what the source of it was, but it's clear that many people have seen it and have derived great benefit from it. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah, it raises a question that I'd like to ask, and that is, if we do submit quotes, I think this is probably the quote I'll submit, the Merrimount. But when we do submit quotes, should we provide a source? If it's a common quote that everyone knows, it seems to me that's maybe not necessary.
Yeah, my own feeling is it shouldn't really be necessary, but also Margaret Magnus is on this Zoom and she has done more than anyone to organize this event. You may have a perspective, Margaret.
Yeah, some people submitted the source and some didn't. So when we read them at the Darshan Dhuni, we're not going to put in the sources, Mayor Baba. And we're assuming that everyone's quote is correct, not just from memory, but they went and looked it up. So you don't need to present the source for this usage.
They're going in the Dhuni anyway.
Yeah. and I'll just tell you practically, we have about 160 quotes at this point. So we want to give everybody's quote time. So we're taking off the source.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a good policy.
Okay, we have Buzz and Ginger.
I
have one.
Oh, yeah.
I have one, and I don't know the source.
Oh, wait a minute, Irene.
Yeah, Irene, please. Yes.
Thank you, Jay Baba. So my source is from Marta, so I'll have to ask her. So this is the quote.
Definitely.
Whatever you face in the world, I am facing with you. I will never leave you. I am always with you. And the story of this quote is that it just came last week in a text from Marta. I was going through a difficult challenge. And when I read the quote, I thought it was from Marta. So I went, oh, Marta, and my heart just opened and I just felt such love. And then I saw it was from Baba. And then my heart really opened and it just really felt like, oh, Baba is with me. It's just really a heartfelt moment. So that's why this quote is really meaningful for me. So, okay. So I'll read it one more time.
Could you read it again?
Yes. Whatever you face in the world, I am facing with you. I will never leave you. I am always with you. Jay Baba.
Jay Baba. Thank you so much.
So beautiful. Thank you. Now we have Buzz and Ginger, or Ginger and Buzz.
Okay, Buzz and Ginger, welcome.
Unmute. Thank you. This is real short. I had to come, and I have come. I am the Ancient One. That's just 3 lines out of Baba's universal message, but I'm pretty sure it came out in 1960, I believe. But the line just before these three lines is, "There's no way out except my coming in your midst." So again, it's, I had to come and I have come. I am the ancient one.
Those are the concluding lines of the universal message.
Yes, yeah.
Aren't they?
Yes.
So yeah, it was a great gift. Baba gave the world the message, but also at least alerting us to his presence and letting us know that he was here. Because otherwise, you know, we'd have to be on a sixth plane to have recognized that he was here.
And he doesn't mince any words.
Yeah. No. I love it. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I kind of
anything else from the Buzz Ginger household?
No, that's it. Jai Baba.
Okay. Jai Baba. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Cassandra, any hands up?
Yeah, I'm not sure who MV is.
Yeah, that's me. This is Meherveena here from Mumbai,
okay.
India.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Do I need to keep my video on?
It's up to you.
All right. I would prefer to be behind the veil. Because the message is interesting. Okay, I picked up this message as the message goes: the source of eternal bliss is the self in all. The cause of perpetual misery is the selfishness of all. As long as satisfaction is derived from selfish pursuits, misery will always exist. Only because of the infinite love and mercy of God can man learn to realize through the lessons of misery on earth that inherent in him is the source of infinite bliss, and all suffering is his labor of love to unveil his own infinite self. So it's good that my video is switched off, because till the time I don't unveil myself, I would not like to come on the screen. Anyways. Anyways, my thoughts go this way, because this was the message of Baba. Now that since you were asking the source, so I was just referring the internet, and I saw that this message, the title of this message is Labor of Love, and it comes from Life at its Best. But this is what I got to know now. But when I picked up this message, honestly speaking, I just picked it randomly. And then after reading the mail where you have asked, like, you know, what made me pick up this message? So I was just asking Baba, why did you make me pick this message? All right. So I just wrote down my thoughts today morning when I got it, because I thought that I'll have to share. So this is what came to me, that why did I choose the following quote of Meher Baba for the Courtyard Foundation? As said by Baba in the above quote, all the miseries are due to selfishness. So let this fireplace of Baba set the heart of the visitor on fire. Let his heart be the incense and Baba's love the fire. And let all the miseries caused due to man's selfishness be burned in this fire, only to emerge with his infinite self. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. So that's interesting, Mara. Life at its best, and that message, everything in that book were messages that Baba delivered when he was visiting America in 1956, which was the same summer that he visited Meher Mount.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave that message that you read on television in America in response to a question about why God allows suffering.
Mhm.
Would you want to read
Do you want me to?
that
Yeah,
message
I
one
can.
more time?
Sure, because I guess it is quite befitting for the current situation as well, since we all are
Yeah.
facing miseries with this pandemic. All right, yeah. I would like to read it again. So
That
here we
would be
go.
lovely.
Yeah. The source of eternal bliss is the self in all. The cause of perpetual misery is the selfishness of all. As long as satisfaction is derived from selfish pursuits, misery will always exist. Only because of the infinite love and mercy of God can man learn to realize through the lessons of misery on earth that inherent in him is the source of infinite bliss, and all suffering is his labor of love to unveil his own infinite self. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cassandra.
That was beautifully
Who's-
read too. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who has a hand up now?
Sunny Sud or Sony Sud, please unmute. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, a very loving Jai Baba to you all. My name is Soni Sood and I'm from New Delhi, India. And I'm very happy to be a part of this very, very significant event, and very, very happy and thankful that Margaret and then Sam informed all of us about this event which is happening, because generally in India, we don't know what all is happening across the world about Baba activities. So it was really my good fortune that I could be a part of it. And the quote that I have selected for today's program, and this is something which is very close to my heart. And since you were asking the source, so I have also picked it from the internet. But before that, I would usually get it as WhatsApp forward. These days we forward Baba messages. So very often I would get this quote. And the source I got was from Lord Meher, volume 7. So I would read the quote. Yeah. Happiest is he who expects no happiness from others. Love delights and glorifies in giving, not receiving. So learn to love and give, and not to expect anything from others. I will repeat. Happiest is he who expects no happiness from others. Love delights and glorifies in giving, not receiving. So learn to love and give, and not to expect anything from others. Now, as far as why this message is so personal and so meaningful for me, I would just say that these messages give me the guidance to lead my day-to-day life. So whenever I get a quote, I just feel that Baba is giving this message to me and to all of us. So as this quote talks about not expecting anything from others, I feel that Baba is telling us that the expectations are the root cause of our agonies. We see that in our day-to-day lives, we expect things from others. And if those expectations are not fulfilled, we feel a little sad, a little upset. So Baba tells us that don't expect anything from others. Because if you do that, you are going to ruin your mental peace. And Baba says that true happiness can only be derived when you lead a life which is free from expectations. The line that I loved is, love delights and glorifies in giving, not receiving. I feel that here Baba tells us as the supreme divine authority to understand the value of rendering selfless service, to do things for others without any kind of expectation. And in the recent pandemic in Delhi, in India, as we have seen across the world, that people have stood for each other. And there are people who have helped others, reached out to others without any expectations. And we have seen that it has resulted in a lot of happiness, which is really true, which really means. So I feel that Baba really tells us that we do not have to expect anything from others, and we have to keep on doing our bit, whatever we can do for others, whatever we can do in terms of reaching out to them, in terms of helping them. And I feel that Baba tells us this only can result in true happiness. So this quote is very close to my heart, and I'm very, very thankful to you all for giving me the opportunity to share this quote with you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Soni. That was very beautiful, and also, like so much that we received from Baba, good practical advice as well. So Jai Baba, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ganesh, nice to see you here. Please unmute.
Yes.
Jai Baba.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai
Thank you for this
Baba.
opportunity. Yeah. So here is a quote which I had sent, which is actually my favorite quote. Is this is what Baba says. Baba is saying, "I am ever conscious that I am in you, while you are never conscious that I am in you. Daily, I support you and share your consciousness. Now I want you to uphold me and share my consciousness one day. I'm nearer to you than your own breath. Remember me, and I'm with you, and my love will guide you." This actually is originally from this was taken from the Awakener magazine, but actually the entire thing of this, Kitty Devi explains in a book, One Fine Thread. So this is the book where she explains about this. There's a chapter called One Fine Thread, and in that she explains about this consciousness. And what touches me is that in this, Baba says that he is conscious, and he is in us. So whatever we are in our daily life, in the pain, pleasure, he is also experiencing the same. And Baba wants us to be conscious of him while we are in midst of everything. And he says that one day we will share his consciousness. So he is there with us every moment, whatever pain, pleasures, everything we are going through. He is consciously experiencing this. It's not that Baba is somewhere sitting and watching what's happening in our life or whatever, but he is there with us every moment. That is what this quote says. And also Kitty Devi in a book explains that we have to uphold that by being conscious, by focusing on Baba in the midst of our dailiness. So this is something which is my favorite group. That I'm happy for this opportunity that I could share it.
Ganesh, that is a great one. As he said, he's nearer to us than our own breath.
Yes, nearer to us than our own breath. And
in us,
when we suffer, he suffers. He's
Yeah.
not there sitting and watching, but when we are suffering, he is in us suffering too. And then when we are happy, it helps him. That's why Baba says again, don't worry, be happy, because when we are happy, it kind of lessens his burden, and it also somewhat lessens his pain. So he's experiencing what we are experiencing every moment.
Yes. Would you care to read it just one more time so we can absorb that?
Yes. I'm ever conscious that I am in you, while you are never conscious that I am in you. Daily, I support you and share your consciousness. Now, I want you to uphold me and share my consciousness one day. I'm nearer to you than your own breath. Remember me, I am with you, and my love will guide you. So,
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Just
Thank
beautiful.
you so much.
Marcia. Jai Baba.
I'm reading from Rick Chapman's book, You and I. So it's a Bible quote. It is natural that at times you feel 100% miserable. Be sure that I know everything. When everything goes wrong, the mind becomes helpless and has to rely on the heart. These are the moments when you resign to my will and rely solely on my help. When you leave all to me, I dare not neglect you, and you get relief from your predicament. I am the ocean of love and compassion. And I just opened that up today. My dog passed. And then there was something else that I wanted to read because it came right after. And I was like, usually keep things to myself, and because of Zoom and all the people I met, it's like a wonderful family. He said, devotees must always lean on Baba, not on each other. This does not mean you should not talk to one another, love one another, pass impressions to each other, be together or share experience, but you must not lean. So I just think it's good to have support, but the person that really takes, God, Baba takes care of everything. So, you just have to let it go. Anyway, so. And I have a lot of decisions to make. So I just got down and said, Baba, I'm helpless. And so this just happened to come up at the same time. And so now I know what to do. Okay. Say Baba.
Jai Baba. So actually there are two different quotes there, right? And do you feel like reading them once more?
It is natural that at times you feel 100% miserable. Be sure that I know everything. When everything goes wrong, the mind becomes helpless and has to rely on the heart. These are the moments when you resign to my will and rely solely on my help. When you leave all to me, I dare not neglect you, and you get relief from your predicament. I am the ocean of love and compassion. And then the other one, it's really so true, you just really know it works. Let's see. I think it disappeared, the other one. I think it disappeared.
Oh, that's okay, Marcia.
Well, there was a third one that I wanted to read, but I didn't. So it's kind of I think it's cool. It says, let my name serve as a net around you so that your thoughts like mosquitoes may keep buzzing around you and yet not sting you. In that manner, you can prevent unwanted thoughts from turning into unwanted actions and thus eventually bring your heart to the purification required for me to manifest therein. Do you want me to read that one again?
Sure. That one is profound, and yeah, it would be good. That one.
Let my name serve as a net around you so that your thoughts, like mosquitoes, may keep buzzing around you and not yet sting you. In that manner, you can prevent unwanted thoughts from turning into unwanted actions and thus eventually bring your heart to the purification required for me to manifest therein. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Marcia. Oh, look, there's Roxy. You're next, dear. Roxy in the box.
Jai Baba. I have to cover the mess around here, so I apologize. Jai Baba, thank you, Sam and Margaret, for arranging this. This was amazing. Getting emails from you reminding me was fantastic. And I'm sorry I was a little late. The quote I picked, I read in the discourses, and when I work with a lot of leaders, and I realized that there's the element of ego that really they don't even know they have. And that's the sad part of it. And that's why I picked this. And I tell you why this is happening, because and I'll read it to you and then you'll see. It goes like this. The ego is the center of human activity, and the attempts of the ego to secure its own extinction may be compared with the attempt of a man to stand on his own shoulders. Just as the eye cannot see itself, the ego is unable to end its own existence. All that it does to bring about self-annihilation only adds to its existence, for it flourishes on the very efforts directed against itself. Thus, it is unable to vanish through its own activity, though it succeeds in transforming its nature. The vanishing of the ego is conditioned by the melting away of the limited mind, which is its seat. So what I love about this quote is that a lot of times we forget why we're here. I think it has a lot to do with us being able to zoom out and be able to see our purpose. And that's what I tend to do all the time when I talk to at work, basically to remind them the purpose of the organization and kind of removing the me factor from the equation. So I think the me factor is really the ego factor, and when we remove that, things go smoothly. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. So that quote from Baba reminds us why we need Baba to help get rid of the ego.
The limited mind is which I think basically being able to zoom out, because a lot of times we zoom in too much into issues, and being able to pull out and see the big picture. And that's what Baba does to us, most of us, I assume.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Cassandra, do we have another hand up?
We got several hands left yet, so we'll be here a little bit longer. Jeff, please unmute and share with us.
Okay.
Wise one.
This isn't Wise Guy. This
Wise Guy,
isn't necessarily my favorite, but I had very significant in my life. It's from the Everything and the Nothing. And I don't have the book with me, but I've got it memorized. When the intensity of your faith in my will reaches its height, you say goodbye to worry forever. Then all that you suffered and enjoyed, together with what you may experience in the future, will be to you the most loving and spontaneous expression of my will. And nothing will be able to cause you worry again. Now, that's the whole quote. I'll recite it again. But, I first read that back in the 60s, and I've read that quote over the years. But about 20 years ago, Baba had me read this, and I saw it in an entirely different light, something I hadn't seen before. But where Baba says, then everything that you suffered and enjoyed in the past, together with what you may experience in the future, will be to you the most loving and spontaneous expression of my will. Well, I realize, Baba kind of brought it home to me. I take a lot of things up to that point as being a loving and spontaneous expression of Baba's will toward me. But there was a lot that I didn't experience that way. And so I had to, it kind of woke me up. I've been that far off because I wasn't taking everything as the most loving and spontaneous expression of my will, of his will. And so I had to reevaluate everything because there's a lot of things I didn't think were that loving that happened to me or even what I did to others. So, so it began a real change where I began to see everything as coming directly from Baba, not just through, indirectly through others or directly from Baba. And I remember Darwin Shaw saying, if you take everything as coming from Baba, not coming from other people, but coming directly from Baba, he said your mentality will change and the world of your emotions will change dramatically. So anyway, I'll give the quote again. When the intensity of your faith in my will reaches its height, you say goodbye to worry forever. Then all that you suffered and enjoyed in the past, together with what you may experience in the future, will be to you the most loving and spontaneous expression of my will, and nothing will ever be able to cause you worry again. So that was the quote that I had. Jai Baba.
That's a great quote, Jeff. And it's definitely one that's worth committing to memory. So it comes, you don't have the everything and the nothing in front of you, but I just happen to have it at my side. It's from a page in the book that's called Will and Worry, and really gets to the heart of the matter.
Yeah. No, it was very valuable for me. Baba clobbered me over the head.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jeff.
I feel a little clobbered myself, Jeff. Thank you for that. We have Agnes up next. Agnes.
Okay.
Are you still in Texas?
Yes. Jai Baba, everyone. And thank you for participating in this initiative.
Yeah.
My quote is from the Universal Message. And it's, I am the divine beloved who loves you more than you can ever love yourself. I am the divine beloved who loves you more than you can ever love yourself. And it seems that love is one of the threads tonight. There's been so many quotes about Baba's love. The reason I chose this quote is because it's basically the ultimate, for me, it's the ultimate declaration of what love is. It's the ultimate love. In this world of Maya that we live in, this illusion, you have to love yourself because you have to honor that love that Baba has given you within. Even the Bible says that you have to love your neighbors as you love yourself, right? But then Baba says, I'm here and I'm loving you above all that. So it's an ultimate declaration of love for me. And that's why it resonated for me.
Beautiful.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Yeah, that is such a beautiful quote. So now I see Steve Boswick.
This is I.
He's holding his hand up. It is Steve.
It is Steve, and Steve is it.
Yes.
So am I free to go here?
Sure.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to apologize to Sam, who I sent an email to. I did not anticipate that I would be able to attend tonight, and I got back, Pacific Coast time, just about I don't know, 7 o'clock, and some guy that I know up in Palo Alto, as soon as I walked in the door, I had a phone message, and it was like, hey, where are you? What are you doing? Let's, get into this. And yeah, I have no idea who that guy is, but he's a close friend. And so I want to Thank you, Cassandra, for being up at Marymount a few days ago when I and a good friend of mine came up, and we talked to Eric and Ellen and you, and it was a beautiful day. Oh, it actually does make me cry. So so I just wanted to put that out there. So I will pull myself back together. So my quote is a very simple one, and it's imbued with it's Baba's words, but it's very much Agnes Barron's take on Baba's words, and it just it's simple. It means everything to me, and so I just wanted to put this out there. So, and the quote is, and it's from I think a letter that Baba may have sent to his family. Some, who knows whenever he sent it, but he said, "I belong to no religion. My religion is love. Every heart is my temple." And to me, that's the heart of the matter. That is that's everything that Baba is. So just wanted to share that.
That is beautiful. And like you say, it gets to the heart of the matter.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
We're so touched by your tenderness, Steve. Thank you.
Well, thank you too. I'm an old guy, so I should.
You're in the club.
I shouldn't be so emotional, but I don't know. It's the time. It's the time, and that's what Baba does. He just said, he just says, let it go. Just let it go. Let it flow, and that's what happens. So.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Okay, over and out.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wow. Lois, Lolo. Your turn, dear.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Jay Baba. And Roxy, no worries. I was more tardy than you were. And I'm happy to be here. This is quite lovely. Sam and Margaret and Cassandra. And the quote that I have, oh, and by the way, Steve, hi there, I'm old too. Anyway, so the quote that I have is some of you have heard me read before, and it's from this Baba card, and I'll go ahead and read it and then talk a little about it. If you don't want to be old before your time, be cheerful in deed and word and in appearance. Most of all in appearance. It is a divine art to look cheerful. It helps others. Avatar Meher Baba. And this is a card that goes out from our LA Center. And back when I was working, I retired in 2013, but back when I was working at Cedar Sinai, I had a job that involved me meeting thousands of people and training people and having private meetings with people, etc. And so I taped this to the monitor of my computer, and I would look at it every once in a while to remind me to always to be cheerful. And I would speak to everyone that I saw walking down the street, whatever. And I think it was helpful in helping other people feel cheerful. I didn't read it to them or anything. I just think the energy of it being there was it. But I have to tell you that since I haven't been working, I've found it much more challenging to obey Baba in doing this. And sure, I could blame it on the masks, you know, people can't see you smell, but they can feel your vibe and you can give them a very positive vibe. And today was a good day of positive vibes with masks on, lots of cheerfulness and laughing at the doctor's office and the x-ray people and the, you know, so it was a very, and I didn't even, it wasn't even conscious. It was just quite natural. And so I think it's important for all of us to remember something as simple as the appearance of being cheerful can help as a divine art, and it can help other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it really can. Lois, would you like to read that one more time? The card?
Sure. If you don't want to be
Thanks.
old before your time, be cheerful in deed and word and in appearance. Most of all, in appearance. It is a divine art to look cheerful. It helps others.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay,
Thank
people are
you.
going to have a heart attack if I don't get Margaret in here. So Margaret, you're next.
Thank you. And I was interested to share this story. It's not my story. It's from Jonathan Paley, who lives in Walnut Creek, and he couldn't be here any of these Fridays. So he sent me this email and he said, and the quote is, "The ideal prayer to the Lord is nothing more than a spontaneous praise of his being." And so the backstory is, this quote from Beams is a favorite of mine in its pure simplicity, and was a favorite, and what I believe it drew my Quaker mother, Meg Paley, to share the book with her best friend when they were with Agnes Barron at Marymount in 1962. After a decade, when my two sisters and I returned from the great Darshan, she had no memory when she told a friend in answer to the question, "What are your kids up to?" And she said, "Oh, half of them are following an Indian guru, Meher Baba." Her disgust was evident in her tone of voice. And her friend said, "But Meg, you were so taken with the book." Later in life, she became a Baba lover, and in her final days, with the "You and I are one, not we," no, "You and I are not we, but one" poster on the wall in the Quaker nursing home, she would remind all visitors, "We are one." I'll repeat the prayer. The ideal prayer to the Lord is nothing more than a spontaneous praise of his being. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. That was a great one.
So Margaret, do you have your own quote that you want to read? Or are you going to wait till next week?
I'll wait. I can wait till next week because I think there's a few people who haven't shared yet.
Okay, so Janice, let's have you go ahead. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba from India.
Welcome.
It's
Thank
morning
you.
here. Such a beautiful
Hello.
morning to start the day with. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I would like to thank you all. Thank you, Baba, and you all for giving us this wonderful opportunity. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, and it's really wonderful. So I'll read my quote. Do not listen to the voice of the mind. Listen to the voice of the heart. The mind wavers, the heart does not. The mind is the home of doubts, reasonings, and theories. The heart, when purified, becomes the dwelling place of the beloved. Rid your heart of low desires, malice, selfishness, and God will manifest in you as your true self. So this really, I looked for these quotes online, and when I read this quote, it really resonates with me because through daily situations and all, when I come across the situations where there is a conflict between the mind and the heart, it's always the heart that I choose. And I always remember Baba within me. And I just close my eyes and think, what would Baba want me to do in this situation? And I always follow the voice of my heart. And I truly believe that's where Baba resides, in each one's heart. And I always follow the voice of the heart and not the mind. And that's why I love this quote. And immediately I decided, yes, this is the quote I would like to have, send across. So that's my small little story.
It is a great quote. Could you read it again?
Sure. Do not listen to the voice of the mind. Listen to the voice of the heart. The mind wavers, the heart does not. The mind is the home of doubts, reasoning, and theories. The heart, when purified, becomes the dwelling place of the beloved. Rid your heart of low desires, malice, selfishness, and God will manifest in you as your true self. So I make a conscious effort to overcome these low desires in the practical life as far as possible and follow my heart and do what Baba would like us to do in our practical lives with these situations coming across our way and not fail Baba. So that is my understanding of this quote.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
It'd
very
be
much.
nice we can all live according to that advice. Thank you so much, Jai Baba.
Thanks so much, Jai Baba.
Much wisdom from you,
Okay.
Dennis. Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So does anybody need to raise their hand digitally? I have Al coming up next. Candy. Al, can I ask you to just hold on 1 minute? Candy, please. You need to unmute. There you go.
I was having a lot of trouble coming up with a quote because everything Baba says is so amazing. It's so hard. But anyway, so I was going to go though with the same one as Agnes, because I just love that one. I am the divine beloved who loves you more than you can ever love yourself. But what happened is that a long time ago, when I was traveling with Elizabeth Patterson in Spain, she gave me, one day she took out this ancient Baba card that looked like it was like really, a well-used Baba card. And all wrinkled, and it looked like she carried it with her all the time. And she gave it to me and she wrote my name on it. She said, "I want you to have this." Well, I've been looking for it. I can't find it. I couldn't find it these last a while, looking everywhere for it. I thought, oh no. Anyway, I found it. And I thought that the quote that's on this card, and this is the card, I thought that this was the best. Can everybody see it? And that's the other side.
Yeah, we can see that.
It's the other side.
Okay.
And the quote is,
Yeah.
"The divine beloved is always with you, in you, and around you. Know that you are not separate from him." And I love this quote for the two reasons. One, that Elizabeth gave me the card, so it's a treasure. And the other one is that it's something that I can remember always in my daily life very, very easily. It's something I can carry with me always, that the divine beloved is always with me, in me, and around me. Know that I am not separate from him. So that's why I chose that quote.
Well, that's a great story as well as a great quote.
Yeah.
Can you read it one more time?
Yes. The divine beloved is always with you, in you, and around you. know that you are not separate from him.
Perfect.
Yay.
Thank you. Okay, Al, do you have something to share today?
Jay Baba, the
Hey,
quote I'm
Baba.
going to share is from the Everything and the Nothing. The discourse is called The Working of the Avatar on page 106. Baba says, everything in the universe is, and from the beginning has been, a materialization of the divine, original, infinite whim, working itself out irrevocably, without default, deflection, or defeat. It is the unfolding upon the screen of consciousness of the film of creation, sequence after sequence, according to the pattern that issued forth from the divine, original, infinite whim. And the reason this particular quote has significance for me is because I took this quote and I joined it with my favorite discourse in God Speaks, where Baba says, in the eternity of existence, there is no time, there is no past and no future, only the everlasting present. Therefore, in eternity, nothing has ever happened and nothing will ever happen. So I took these two quotes and I wrote a bridge between the two of them and made it into one of my favorite songs. So that's why it has special meaning for me.
That one, yeah, I loved everything from the Everything and the Nothing. It's just a treasure chest. Al, would you like to read that one more time or
yes,
share that quote?
Everything in the universe is, and from the beginning has been, a materialization of the divine, original, infinite whim, working itself out irrevocably, without default, deflection, or defeat. It is the unfolding upon the screen of consciousness of the film of creation, sequence after sequence, according to the pattern that issued forth for the divine, original, infinite whim. And if I may finish that other quote that I was telling you about in God Speaks, Baba says, in the eternity of existence, there is no time, there is no past and no future, only the everlasting present. Therefore, in eternity, nothing has ever happened and nothing will ever happen. Everything is happening in the unending now, if there's anything happening at all, because all that has ever apparently happened, all that is ever apparently happening, and all that will ever apparently happen in the illusory cosmic universe is all that which God has already dreamt. The moment his own original infinite whim surges, who am I? So really speaking, nothing has ever happened and nothing will ever happen. And I know that people that come on to Artie regularly have heard me sing this song a couple of times, but maybe next week I might sing it next time if there's time next week. I gave a quote last week already.
Yeah, thank you,
So this is
Al.
thank you.
Yeah, very good. So anybody wants to
Thanks,
raise
Dave.
their hand yet? Want to make sure we don't miss anybody. Was there anyone who was trying to get my attention and I missed you? Well, you guys just knocked it out of the park.
This
Shall we-
was so much fun. We should do it again next week.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that a great idea. Well, how about let's do another Zoom like this on Friday, June 11th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Same start time, same day of the week. And that will be that'll be the evening before the dhuni ceremony on June 12th at Mayor Mount.
Guys, can I say a little thing?
Yes.
Somebody wants to, yes.
Yeah, this is Dave.
Who is it?
Betty's husband, Dave.
Oh, hi, Dave. Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. the screen's so tiny. I don't know how you got all in there.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you guys have been doing for the past hour or two, except that you're here still. And Betty suggested I get on, so she's out cooking and I'm sitting on the front porch looking at you people sitting in your houses. My goodness, it's amazing, absolutely stunning. Oh, God will provide, right? Yeah. Okay, I just want to say to you, I just called to say I love you. That's all. And Jai Baba.
Hey, Baba, Dave. We
Hey,
always love to hear
hey,
from you.
Baba.
We always love to hear
All
from
right,
you.
a little musical coda.
We love you,
Zoom.
Dave, too. We love
Yeah,
you.
Dave.
Thank
So
you.
sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for the lovely quotes and stories tonight. It just was heartwarming and heart lifting.
Yes, thank you. It's really wonderful to make these connections around Meher Baba's incredible words with so many of Baba's family. Thank you, Jai Baba.
And to have people from all over the world
Yeah.
contributing, the many people from India in particular.
So Sam, would you like to
So-
lead us in the beloved's prayer to finish up?
Happy to. Ready?
Yes.
Beloved God,
Beloved God,
help
us all.
Help
us
all.
We love you more
We
and
love you
more,
more and more,
more and more,
and more and
until
more,
you
and still yet
become
more.
worthy of union with you.
We
And we
become
become
worthy.
Help us all.
union with you.
Hold fast
Help us
to Baba's
hold
Dhamma.
fast
Till
to
the very
Baba's
end.
Dhamma to the very
Oh,
end.
Meher
Meher
Baba
Baba
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Meher
Oh,
Baba
Meher
ki
Baba
jai.
ki jai.
Meher
Avatar
Baba
Meher Baba ki
Hey,
jai.
Baba, yeah.
Avatar Meher Baba ki
Baba, TJ.
Meher Baba ki jai.
Baba.
Avatar Baba.